Morning. My name is Van White. I'm standing here in sunny Miami, Florida at the 47th Annual CUBE Conference. Now, the problem is, it's not so sunny here over the weekend, but I expect the light will shine in those chairs over there. We're going to have some young men from New York City and from Miami shining a light, if you will, on what it's like to be a child in urban education today. It is not so much who's going to be sitting there, but what they say. I suspect the next hour or so, this whole room will be illuminated with knowledge about the challenges that urban students face and how adults and young folks are meeting those challenges. I look forward to that conversation, and I know you do too.
Hello, my name is David Del Santos. I'm from Miami Central Senior High. I'm here today to participate on the panel, and I think today is an amazing opportunity because it just shows how much progress we've made within society to really come together to be able to talk about this. I think that the students understand the system more than what people than teachers, than politicians, than everyone else understands it, because we go through the system every day. And I believe that today is just the first step, and I hope we have more events like this so we can participate and express ourselves even more. Thank you.
My name is Larisse Rodney. I attend Medgar Evers College Preparatory School in Brooklyn, New York. Coming to Miami was amazing. You could tell the difference in the heat, the temperature. It's so humid. But I thank the urban ambassadors for taking me here to speak at the CUBE conference for the 60th anniversary of Brown versus Board of Ed. And so far, it's been great. The people are nice, everybody's happy, and I can't wait for it to start.
So this morning, we wanted to spend some time with the students. You know, Deborah and I talked about this way back a couple of weeks ago, actually, around how could we get student voices heard at these annual conferences and at the summer sessions that you all have, the seminar sessions that you all put on. And we felt, you know, a great opportunity would be a town hall to bring students, and particularly this year, which is a significant year for public education in New York City, in the country, the 60th anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Ed, we felt this would be the ideal year to start that initiative. So let's meet the kids, the young men from New York and the kids from Miami. Take your seats. Go up. You want to? So good. So let's begin, right? So I think the first, as I thought of this, and we sort of thought about what type of questions we would, bring up and ideas we wanted you to think about as you did your research, the first sort of thing that I wanted to get a sense from you is in terms of Brown and public education, right, in terms of where we are now, in terms of the country, maybe your school district, the wider society. I wanted to get a sense, how do you feel about the Brown case today? Do you think we are close to meeting the ideals of Brown?
My name is Julian Laufree, and I'm really glad to be here currently today. Speaking on the topic of Brown versus Board of Education, I feel that as a nation, we have come very far in that sense. We have desegregated, and in our schools, we have white children, Hispanic children, black children, Asian children, all working together for a common purpose, which is like to succeed in America. But at the same time, there is a disparity, I believe, and there's still work to be done, because in certain districts, school districts, regions of school districts, we have schools with a majority of a certain student population. And while that's not mandatory segregation, it keeps them separate. So that is definitely something we need to work on and hopefully combine so that students can get a real experience, which is the world, because the world isn't segregated. We have to work with all kinds of people.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Amit Ramsaran. I go to Benjamin N. Cardozo High School. And based on the ideals of Brown, I do believe that their students are able to go have equal access and equal opportunity throughout their school. However, based on my knowledge of New York City, I can say that a student can go to any school within the 5 boroughs and have equal access to these schools, and he have equal opportunity no matter their race or background.
But both of you raised an interesting point, right? That particularly you said, hey, even though we've made some progress, there's still a lot of work to be done, right? And I myself do believe that there's a lot of work to be done, and we're trying to get that work done. What exactly, do you want to expound on that and talk a little bit more, or anyone else want to jump in? When your colleagues say there's some work to be done, what could he be thinking of, and could he be talking about?
So the work that needs to be done, some schools need to have more opportunities because not all schools have the equal opportunities that we seek to have in specifically New York City and in the United States as well.
In terms of New York, are there other areas that you think that we are falling short on in terms of Brown as it relates to Brown and access and opportunity for all?
Good morning, my name is Edward Santos. I attend High School for Dual Language and Asian Study located in the Lower East Side, Manhattan. And I personally believe after the decision of Brown versus Board of Ed, we have come far and integrating schools and having equal opportunity and equal access. And I personally believe that it's the students' responsibility to go out and find programs to help better themselves, such as the urban ambassadors or any outside tutoring help. It's all up to the student to go find it. If he's willing enough, you can't just blame it all on the school.
Okay. What about the students in the audience? How do you feel about how race plays into this in terms of, where we are?
Well, my name is Christina Cantero. I attend the Young Women's Preparatory Academy. And I'm going to agree with what the two students up on stage said, that I think that race plays a really important part because it's part of human nature. When you see someone like you, you feel more comfortable, you feel more confident and empowered. So I feel it's just as important for the staff members of all the schools and school districts to be just as diverse as the student body, because we need to look up to people, just as they said. It just gives us more, I don't know, maybe more motivation, inspiration. It's important to have that just as much as education. We need to be driven.
I was about to say that there's a lot of decision makers in the room, board members and some superintendents and former superintendents, and then some folks from industry and businesses. So I want to give each one of you just half a minute. If you had one thing that you wanted to recommend to the folks here in the room that could change the trajectory of public education to come, what would that be? Let's start with you, Amit.
My name is Amit Ramsaran. I attend Benjamin N. Cardozo High School. And going to my high school, I'm basically a melting pot. Kids from all over the world, from Asian to Black to Caribbean, all types of backgrounds. And I feel as an individual that helps me grow, seeing people at different points of view. So talking to, all of you, I would say in schools, and I know not every school has such diversity as my school, as my fellow colleague was saying, which is predominantly African American. However, you can integrate a lot of these after-school programs or other extracurriculars where students, like we are right here, we get to exchange our ideas between each other and learn on different points of view of each other and help grow together.
And come to Miami.
The only thing I would really ask for is just after-school programs that'll help academically challenge students to benefit themselves, get higher grades, actually understand the material, and also get them ready for college.
I have to agree with both my colleagues' points, and also that diversity plays a huge point in schools and understanding different cultures and broadening your horizons, being less ignorant in the world, having the opportunity to listen to the other person and what they have to say is a huge point.
Good.
Good morning once again. In order to answer Mr. Rudolfo's question also, I would like to say that in order to move our schools forward, Board of Education, it is important for us to understand that that integration is something that is a two-way street. It is desired by both the teachers as well as the students. In order to actually go through this and also to understand this in general, it is important to understand that we need to have diversity inside schools. We need to make a more important basis upon diversity and integration such that students can rise out of their comfort zones and interact with other cultures and races.
What I would ask for for my school and maybe the city in general is there to be more enrichment programs in place for students, especially those who are not doing well in school, solely because you cannot forget about the children who are not doing, performing as well as the high-performing kids. Because we're all in this country together, and we're all trying to advance the country and to do better things in life. So exposing the lower performing kids to different opportunities, like different types of jobs that they didn't know was possible, or just a better way of thinking about maybe the math problem that they don't understand, would really impact a lot of children in the country, and it would really make a difference on how they think and the career path that they go. So the enrichment programs is really what I would want.
I would say two things. First and foremost, I'd like to say a new prioritization on extracurriculars. I agree with all that they're saying with the after-school programs, as well as things like National Honor Society, student government, Future Business Leaders of America, science, math. There's so many things that students can do, and there's so many experiences out there, and through these clubs, through these organizations, they can develop career skills that will help them later in life. And in this 21st century world, you need these kind of skills to be able to go to excellent schools, tier 1 schools, because now we know they're not just looking at grades and test scores, they're looking at extracurricular activities. As well, I'd like to say that I think schools should increase exposure to international issues and topics. Because as the United States and as Americans, we seem to center more on ourselves, and in the increasing globalizing world, we need to learn more about other cultures. And that's why I really like what they're saying about the half Chinese, half American school. That's excellent. And I think that every school should do that.
Good. Principal would like to hear that.
Hi, I'm Dane. You hear me? Oh, yeah. Okay. My name is Daniela St. Victor, and I attend Miami Central. I completely agree with my co-counselors. Public education should provide an equal opportunity for all children, either if you are in a low socioeconomic school or if you attend a more privileged school that is in Coral Reef High School, Coral Gables, or any high schools. I think school districts should provide the same equal opportunity. Minority students are lacking a lot of resources because of the funding that are being distributed between the schools. How are we able to perform high on test scores if we don't have the proper textbooks or enough teachers to provide us the information in our schools? How are we able to be successful in life if back again to the law academy if we don't have the technology, the right technology to be prepared or to at least know what we want to be in universities or anywhere that we choose to go in life?
Good. So if there's any, you're going to get this school a law academy, okay? You'll get back and tell, what's his name, Alberto Caballo? They need a law academy.
Hello, my name is David Del Santos, and if I had the ability to change one thing within this public school system, it'd be labeling schools as underperforming. In Miami...
That's very good. Very smart.
In Miami, it's called Education Transformation Office, right? ETO was created to help underperforming schools bring up their test scores, but it's just another form of segregation.
Yeah.
You put these schools in a separate district within itself, and the thing is, all they focus on is, oh, we gotta help these kids get ready for the big test. But the thing is, having this label itself, it affects the children. Like, for example, Gelbart versus Belton, Dr. Kenneth Clark cited that having these labels gives children lower self-value to themselves. So the thing is...
I hope your board members are listening. When you get back to your boards, I hope you're listening.
So the thing is that how are you going to have these kids, how are you going to try and push these kids when they don't even believe in themselves anymore because you've basically given up on them? You said, well, you guys aren't smart enough to really figure this out on your own, so we're going to give you in our own district, you know? And the thing is, within these districts, they get more money. But the thing is, we're only allowed to use them for test preparation, not for classes, not for resources, not for really helping these students. It's just for passing the big tests.
Wow.
Hello, good morning. My name is Gisela Gramanches, and I am from Miami Central Senior High. And I agree with Daniela, because I believe that if we all have the same facilities in each school, we will be more advanced. For example, in my school, Miami Central Senior High, we have limited computers. Like, we have computer labs, but those computer labs are being used to test during school. So our teacher has to meet with us after school to research on cases, on stuff we have to do during class. And I don't think it's right for other schools to have other advantages that we do not, only because we're a low-performing school. I don't think that's right. And I think that the district should have equal facilities for each school, not only high-performing schools.
Good. Get the school a lab. Fund it up.
Hello, my name is Eugene Hicks. I attend Miami Central Senior High School. If I had 2 minutes with one of the various
But
schools,
you got one.
Oh. Well, I would say Brown versus Board of Education has impacted everyone that are students today. It has impacted me because if segregation was still in play, I wouldn't have this golden opportunity to talk and have a relationship with other people of other races and color. I also wouldn't be sitting here inside this town hall meeting today discussing this case. If I could change anything with the school system, it would be a zip code determining what school a student is allowed to go to. Because this is absolutely labeled as segregation, but in another form. I mean that as I should be able to attend a school with a higher quality of education and of my choice. Because separate but equal is unconstitutional and unfair. I believe that I should be able to attend any school no matter what my zip code is. If you wonder why minorities have lower test scores than of other groups, one reason is because of the high school they must attend because of their district, when they could have went to a higher, better resource school than their home school, since everything within public education is still unequal. In a book called The Black-White Test Score Gap, it pointed out in the introduction that African Americans scored lower than whites on vocabulary, reading, and math tests, as well as on tests such as the ACT. The average black student scores 70 to 80% lower than white students of the same age. This goes back in the case of McLaurin versus Oklahoma, where it was unusual for George McLaurin to be treated differently in a white school by having to eat at a different time and sit at a different table. This did affect his learning and academic pursuits. I compared the case to being able to go to any school of choice because the Supreme Court ruled that a white school or any school shouldn't make a person feel different or controlled. So I shouldn't be controlled of where I can and can't go as far as education because of my zip code. If I want to receive the best education I can get, then I should by all means, and everyone else should, be able to go to any school they want because that is the real equality.
So aren't they great?
Incredibly, 60 years after the decision of Brown versus Board of Education, our young people are still leading the way. Were it not for young Linda Brown, none of us would be here today. And were it not for these young people today that spoke up loudly and eloquently about equity, excellence, and education, we wouldn't have a future. We're very blessed and very fortunate, CUBE, to have heard and listened to these young people because indeed, they will provide the leadership into the future.
My name is Maurice Windley, and I attend the Brooklyn Latin School, and I also live inside New York. And upon concluding the CUBE conference, I believe that this was a very good way to have everyone understand the qualms of school life in general, be able to understand what schools need, as well as the students' view on schools. In particular, diversity is something that we do need and something that we need as well, but also something that we seek is diversity as well as funding. We need to give kids the funding to break away from their comfort zones and also give them the accessibility to have options that are equal to others in life.
Hi, my name is Julian Lafree. I'm from Miami, Florida. I go to Coral Reef Senior High School, and I participated in the 10-man panel with 5 students from Miami and 5 students from New York. This panel went excellent. We spoke on the benefits of Brown versus Board of Education and how our society has changed from it. And it really has improved, but we all mutually agree that there's work to be done, and we're going to keep striving as young adults to make benefits for our future.
Hi, my name is Cristina Cantero. I attend the Young Women's Preparatory Academy here in Miami, Florida. The CUBE conference has been extremely enlightening, and it's just been a wonderful experience to hear from all the students from around the nation. We have students from New York, and we have board members from all over the country. So we feel so grateful to have been given the opportunity to talk to you and express our opinions on Brown versus Board of Education, how it's impacted our students today, and how it will continue to impact the school systems around the nation forever. Thank you.